This is the easiest way to do a taper and taper design. I'm going to show you where to start the taper or when to end the taper and how to properly edge up the back area. Not only where to start your taper, but where to start your designs and where and how to take your designs to new heights. Not only will I show you the easiest way to do a taper, but how to taper within the design to make it stand out. This is Swift Tips, 5 easy steps for better taper and taper designs, brought to you by the one and only DK the Barber. Let's get started by grabbing your trimmers or edgers of choice. Start the taper line off low if you're a beginning barber. It gives you more room for error. Next, I want you to grab your blending clippers and make sure that lever on the side is closed. What we're going to do is we're going to go a little higher than we initially went with the trimmers. There's multiple ways to blend, but this is by far the easiest way to do a taper. Which brings me into my first tip. Every time the lever on the side of your blending clippers is pulled all the way back, I want you to pull away from the head, almost like you're scooping away, like shown in the video. Now, in the video, I am over exaggerating, but I wanted to show you because this gets us ready for the next step, which is the 0.5 clip. But let's not jump ahead. Grab your hairbrush and make sure all the hair is brushed down when you're doing the taper. There's that 0.5 clip I was just talking about. Make sure the lever's closed and go a little higher than we just did without the clip at all. Matter of fact, I want you to repeat the exact same steps as if the clip wasn't even on the clipper. Start with the lever closed, work your way up, and as you go up, pull back that lever. And don't forget that scoop action when the lever is actually pulled all the way back, okay? Which leads us to the next clip, that one clip. Make sure that lever on the side of the clippers is all the way closed. Go a little bit higher, and then we're going to pull the lever all the way back. Instead of niching it in between, pull it all the way back. And let's not forget about that scoopity scoop action, which is leading us into the last and final clip we're going to use on this back taper, the 1.5 clip. So slap that clip on your clippers, close that lever, and repeat the process. Go a little higher and don't go higher than the line shown in the video. Pull back that lever and let's get some skippity skip scoop action going. Next, let's pull out our edgers or trimmers of choice and dial in and concentrate only on the back edge up. Which brings me into tip number 2, keeping all hairline or edge ups across the entire head, not just the back taper area, completely natural. The more natural the hairline and edge up is, the better it's going to be for you and the client, especially if you're a rookie barber or just starting off. These areas often get neglected by most barbershops because the first thing you look at when you look at somebody is usually the front of the face. But what a lot of people don't realize, the back taper and the back taper edge up plays a big role in the complete haircut. People look at that when you're driving. If someone's standing behind you in line, the back taper shows. So don't neglect the back taper. Try not to push the hairline back and keep the hairline as natural as possible. Let's brush the hair down and get ready to start the design. Notice I'm starting the design where I had the design the last time I cut his hair. Which actually brings me into tip number 3, where, when, and how to start your designs. Kind of like how I just used this client's last week design as a starting point to this week's design. You could do the same technique with alopecia, bald spots, scars, light spots, balding areas. What this does is adding contrast and distracting the eye away from what you don't want it to be on. Don't be afraid to experiment with your designs. If you feel like the lines are going to run into each other, you can use the technique I'm using in the video to actually go behind the line, giving it a 3D effect. This will make your designs stand out from the barber standing next to you. If you're a beginner or just starting your barbering journey, I encourage you to still do designs, but start your designs off, especially if you're a beginner, using the actual blade itself. The blade is straight, so it's not going to give you a crooked line, and plus you can get some really cool designs using straight lines. Start working on the curvature actions once you start building your confidence in your designs. Here in the video, I'm actually pointing at all the areas that I want you guys to blend, which actually brings me to tip number 4, where and how to blend your designs to give it the best enhancement. Now, you don't want to blend away everything that we just worked really hard to get, so what you want to do is blend every other line, almost like as if it's a zebra, okay? What this does is it gives the design contrast. It makes it stand out. It's eye catchy. It's eye candy for the eye, okay? So see how I'm blending in the direction of his left ear? You want to do this throughout the entire design to give it that extra flair, okay guys? When I'm talking about blending, we're not just blending up. You do want to follow the basic principles that I showed you in the beginning of the video as far as blending, but when you're in the designs, get creative. Fade left, blend right, blend down, fade in a circle. Get creative with your fades and blends, guys. This will not just help you on average haircuts such as tapers and fades, but also help you with your designs. The last and final tip number 5, is the simplest tip of them all. It's as simple as keeping the hair brushed down. Whether you're doing a taper, fade, a design with your razor, or even your trimmers, keeping the hair brushed down will give you crispier lines across the entire haircut. Gotta go.